Hi, I'm Kay from eSpares, and in this video I'm going to show you how to fix your Karcher pressure washer if it's leaking water or soap. There's a few possible locations that your pressure washer could be leaking from. So in this video we're going to go over all of those locations, the causes and how to fix them. In this video we're going to be using a Karcher K4 pressure washer, so let's take a look. To check and fix all possible leaks on a Karcher pressure washer, you will need a Torx T15 screwdriver, a Torx T25 screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, a pair of pin nose pliers, a H6 socket or a Torx T40 socket. And remember, safety first. Always make sure you switch off your appliance and unplug it from the mains before carrying out any work. First, let's take a look at your water leaking from the bottom. If you're finding water on the floor around your appliance, this means that the leak is likely coming from the main water inlet hose connection near the bottom of the pressure washer. To fix this, you will need to check the rubber seal inside. To check this, unscrew the water inlet hose connection from the pressure washer and look inside the connection. There should be a small rubber seal here. If there isn't, this will be causing the leak, so you'll need to buy a new seal to put here. However, if your pressure washer is leaking from this location but there is a seal, it means that the seal is dirty or damaged and therefore ineffective. If the seal is just dirty, you can simply give it a good clean before refitting it, and this should fix your leak. However, if the seal is cracked or worn, you will need to buy a new one and place it inside the water inlet hose connection. When refitting your connection, make sure it is screwed on tightly. If this is loose and not firmly screwed on, this will also cause water to leak out. Next, let's take a look at the hose connection, where the hose connects to the back of the pressure washer. If water is leaking from here, it's because the hose isn't connected properly, so you'll need to connect the hose in the correct way. The main thing to note here is that when fitting your hose, you need to do so before clipping it into place. Otherwise, if you fit the clip like we've done here, the hose won't go all the way in. Although it will seem like it has, this incorrect fitting can cause water to leak out. To correctly fit the hose, first make sure that the clip is not in place or has been removed. Then look at your hose connector. You will see that the connector has two flat sides. Then look at the hose connection in the back of the pressure washer. You will see two flat sides in the opening, so when fitting the hose, make sure the connection on the hose aligns with this connection at the back properly. When you fit the hose correctly in this manner, it will slot all the way in. Then, once the hose is fully in place, fit the clip to secure the hose like so. Remember, the clip is essential. If you don't fit it and secure the hose, the connection will leak water and the hose will also likely blow out next time you try to use your pressure washer. Up next, we have the lance and the dirt blaster. If you're using one of these tools and water is leaking from where the gun connects to it, it means there's an issue with the rubber ring seal in whichever tool you're using. To check the seal in either tool, use a 50p coin to unscrew the yellow stopper at the end. Then you can use a flathead screwdriver to remove the yellow plug. With the stopper removed, you will now be able to see the small rubber ring seal beneath. This will be the same on both lance and the dirt blaster. To stop your pressure washer leaking from here, you will just need to replace this seal with a new one from the link in the description. Now we are going to check for internal leaks. First, you will need to unscrew the small black water inlet connection. This is located here at the bottom of the front area of the casing. Then, using your Torx T15 screwdriver, remove the 8 screws, 6 from the back of the pressure washer and 2 underneath of the base. Let's start with the screws at the back. Now for the 2 at the base. Next, you'll need to remove the 2 black plastic lugs at the bottom of the pressure washer. First, use your small flat blade screwdriver to carefully wedge each one out. Then use a pair of your pin nose pliers to pry each lug all the way through. These will probably be quite stiff, so take your time and be careful not to damage them while you do it. Then the tool carrier can be removed like so. Now the outer casing can be lifted away from the bottom of the chassis. Place your hands comfortably either side so that you can wiggle it free from the water inlet valve. However, the casing will not be fully disconnected just yet, as it will still be connected by the soap dispenser hose on the inner side and the mains cable too. Now unclip the soap dispenser hose by pulling it free of the small inner clip. Then pull the mains cable from out of the outer casing clip that holds it in place like so. Now we're going to remove the control knob, so it helps with reassembly later. To do this, just squeeze the 3 clips in and remove the knob like so. With the outer casing now removed, let's have a look at some interior leaks. First, if your pressure washer is leaking soap instead of water, there's only one place this can come from, which is the detergent dispenser bottle hose. Soap will leak from here if the hose isn't properly connected to both soap feed pipes at either end. Now you can fully disconnect the soap dispenser hose by pulling it off the small soap feed pipe. This is the pipe that's positioned on the pump housing at the top of the motor inside the pressure washer. The outer casing will now be fully disconnected. For this next part, it might be a good idea to pop on some safety gloves. When checking for leaks and you find that it's leaking from the top of the water outlet, first you can remove the clip and then the motor can be removed and you can check here for any leaks. Now you can go ahead and remove the motor. However, you will need a second person to help you do this. With one person holding the pressure washer chassis firmly, the other person needs to work the motor unit off the pump housing by pulling it back towards them, then lift the motor away. Don't forget to check the O-ring seal to see if it's worn or missing. Now, if your pressure washer is leaking water from the inside instead of soap, there are 3 areas to check. The first is the pump cylinder head, which is located at the top of the pump above the motor. And the other 2 areas are the pump feed pipe and the water inlet pipe, both of which are located further down. You will know which area is leaking depending on where there is water coming from inside your appliance. If water is sprayed up at the top, it means that the pump cylinder head is the cause of your leak and you will need to get a new pump. However, if water has leaked down at the bottom inside of your pressure washer, it means that the pump feed pipe and water inlet pipe will need checking. To check these pipes, you will need to slightly loosen the 4 bolts at the top of the pump with your H6 socket. Then, using your flathead screwdriver, you'll need to release the metal circlip. Once the clip is out, you can pull the pump feed away from the motor, twist it to the side, and then pull upwards and out. Inside the pump cylinder head, there should be a small rubber seal. If your pressure washer is leaking, there's a chance that either there's not a seal where there should be one, or there is a seal but it's damaged. Either way, you will need to fit a new seal here, which you can find through the link in the description below. Make sure you check the bottom of your pump feed pipe too, as the seal here may also be worn or missing. Now you can refit your pump feed pipe. Pop it into the bottom like so, push it down until it stops, twist it into place, and then push it firmly in. Make sure you secure it by pushing your metal circlip back into place. Before we move on, make sure you tighten the 4 bolts that we loosened earlier. Next, you will also need to check the rubber ring seal inside the water inlet pipe too. To unscrew the pipe, you need to use your Torx T25 screwdriver here and here. Once unscrewed, you can check your seal. Again, if it's worn or missing, you can buy new seals from the eSpares website. Once you've checked or replaced your seal, you can now screw the water inlet pipe back into place with your Torx T25 screwdriver. Now, if you do need to buy any new seals, make sure that you have the model number of your appliance before buying. This will ensure that you get the correct part for your pressure washer. Now, if you're not sure what your model number is or where to find it, then check out our video on finding your pressure washer model number here. To fit the motor back into the pressure washer, you will again need a second person. With one person holding the pressure washer chassis, the other person will need to work the motor onto the pump housing. Like so. Then slot your circlip back into place on the pump housing above the motor. With the motor unit now in place, you can go ahead and reassemble the rest of your pressure washer. Now you can refit the soap dispenser hose to the small soap feed pipe above the motor. Then you can reconnect the mains cable to its clip . Like so. Then you can also clip the soap dispenser hose back onto the small inner clip. Now you can refit the outer casing. When you do this, make sure the two black tabs at the bottom go outside the casing. Otherwise, if they're inside, the casing just won't fit properly. Also, you need to align the water outlet and the mains cable with the holes in the outer casing either side. Now, using your Torx T15 screwdriver, refit all 8 screws that you removed earlier to secure the outer casing in place. Now don't forget, your last 2 screws go at the bottom of the pressure washer. Pop the tool caddy back into place. Then push the 2 black lugs back into place at the bottom of the pressure washer. Remember to align the flat sides so that they can lock into place. Finally, you can fit the control knob. You will be able to see the control switch through the control knob opening, so make sure it's lined up with the slot on the control knob. Then screw the small black water inlet hose connection into place at the bottom of the front of the pressure washer. And there you have it, how to fix any leaks that might be coming from your Karcher pressure washer. If you have any other issues with your pressure washer, then don't worry, we're here to help. We have a full playlist of videos on diagnosing and fixing common pressure washer faults. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe for appliance repairs, maintenance guides, and all things eSpares. Thanks for watching.